You came to the crib, Phil's crib, where he shares his opinions on random topics. And now, here's your host, Phil.
This edition of Phil's Crib, we're going to talk about the Phil's Crib we posted yesterday. Now, the one we posted yesterday was from a photo. And this photo was circulating on Facebook all over the place. Really wasn't much information about it. Well, so a person passed me the information and stated that this photo came from Russia, that they was having an office party in Russia and they was having an American costume party. And I want to make sure I repeat that again. An American costume party. And the caption on Twitter that they put up was, "We hung a black man in the office today." Now, they was influenced by America. And then there have people that came to that video saying, well, you know, it happened in Russia, it didn't happen here. Fine, great, no big deal for me, but who influenced them to do that? That's what I want to know. And we'll look at every aspect of that picture, shall we? We'll break it down to where the American influence came from. So, you know, we looking at the picture as we stated yesterday, right? Well, who's the originator of blackface? Who's the originator of mocking the death of people in the black community? Let's put up this one picture. Now, the one picture you see is to the left, who I related to yesterday by Trayvon. When Trayvon Martin was killed by George Zimmerman, they posted this boy's death photo, and they circulated that mess all over Facebook. They circulated that mess all over YouTube, everywhere. Trayvon Martin's death photo. And if you look at these pictures, you see white males, American white males, imitating a death photo of Trayvon Martin. This is what I was talking about yesterday. Since you want to argue with me, since you want to say it's the Russians, fine. Let's go along with that argument. Is Russians in that picture that you're looking at to the left? What about to the right, blackface? Remember, the Russians said they had an American costume party. And that's pretty accurate to have an American costume party because people today in America still do this crap. You see the blackface. Back in the day in the minstrel shows, that was how blackface got started. So all this stuff that, of course, everything's the Russians, they doing this crap. They was influenced by Americans. Now, you look at them with the hanging aspect of it. It was the Russians doing that. Let's put up a postcard, actually, of a sister being hung. And look at all the people that's up there. It's the Russians that did that too? It's the Russians that they came up with that influence? No, it was done by those within this country. You see, people in this country try to shield themselves from the evil that has been done. And I'm gonna teach you guys something. I'm gonna probably start bringing this teaching to the main channel. The first thing they do is deny it. They'll deny it by saying, show me the proof of it happened. Then if you show them the proof that it happened, then they will go to dismissing it. And an example of them dismissing it is, well, it didn't happen today. I didn't own any slaves. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't do this, that, and the third. They're dismissing what you're saying. They're not disproving what you're saying. They're just dismissing it. Then after that, they will go to deflection. Well, what about black on black crime? Well, black people do this, black people do that. And out of all the 3 Ds that they follow, I mean, it's like a program. You will see it happen every time. They don't miss a step. Those who want to shield themselves from the evil that's been done in this country, you can just sit back and laugh. Just remember, it is deny, dismiss, deflect. They will follow that verbatim every single time. When you hit them with the true history of this nation, we hit them with the true savage things that has been done to us as black people. I told y'all, I'm not the guy to go back and forth with that. I know my history. I know what I'm talking about. I've done a whole lot of research of what's happened to us as black people, just so I can know how to deal with people that try to approach me on that who don't know their history. Because if you argue with me, I can tell you don't know your history. So when you want to say, well, everything's the Russians, and yes, the Russians, yes, they participated in this photo, but who influenced them? As I asked one person in the last video in the comment section, who oppressed black people? Who pushed the media propaganda to hate black people? Is it Russians? And if they is Russians, who did they get it from? Who lynched black people? Who created the blackface? Who has always mocked our misery and pain? Is it the Russians? No, it's not the Russians. It's happening here in the United States of America. So please don't try to scapegoat everything on the Russians and saying, well, yes, the picture did come from Russians, but it was based off of American influence. And that is an accurate depiction. And it is the hate that happens here in America for us as black people. Now, of course, from what I heard, and I said something about their job, what I read about it, one of the people has shut down the Facebook page. One of them was an engineer that took that picture, and I heard that I think she's about to lose her job because they started a firestorm online of what they done even in their own country. So there's social justice warriors in Russia too that's not going to put up with that stuff. And of course, no company want to be attached to that crap. I mean, you're in business to make money. Nobody wants to deal with that racism stuff because it hurts the money at the bottom line. Why do you think American companies will cut you off so quick if you even have anything remotely close to that stuff? Because they don't want to hurt their bottom line. They trying to stay in business, and you're not going to stay in business very long offending people like that. So before you come to me about the Russians and all this other stuff, understand that I know my history. I know where things come from. I know what's going on. Yes, it's the Russians in that photo. Get it. But understand, they was influenced by America, and even in the article itself, they said they had an American costume party. But if you want to continue to try to argue with me, I can have fun all day with you, disproving everything you're saying, especially about the historical aspects of what happened to us here in America. Leave me your thoughts.
Make sure to subscribe to this channel where we also feature So Disrespectful YouTube comments and Advice Show Radio. Want news that isn't politically correct or influenced by corporate agenda? Subscribe to the Advice Show TV, where we present media with a common sense approach. Looking for something funny to get you through the day? Subscribe to Ratchet Video Weekly. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.